A new day and a new RAGEROOT Berserker has now been released. So this guy is similar to the previous Berserker dragons, but I will just say in advance that this guy unfortunately has a big downside, and that's the fact that his other secondary skill is basically like the usurper vampire. And of course with these Berserker dragons, they are currently purchase only, so free to play, your only chance of getting them is going to be if you actually trade with, you know, someone that's bought them or happens to have the orbs of them from someone else. But if we look at the Berserkers so far, we've had 3 of them. Rampage Berserker was okay. I'd say Bedweir Berserker with skin is actually pretty fire. And then RAGEROOT, of course, we do have the quest with the skin for him as well. The only problem, like I said, is the fact that we do have his Berserk skill as usual, which is the deals increasing damage after knocking out 2 opponents. But his Roots of Rage is the questionable one, which is you use it and it's followed by a free random swap. I think the random part is the big problem as well, because if you say try and use this in the arena, this is just going to be like, oh, well, you know, which dragon is it even going to swap into? So I'm not really a big fan of this dragon's Roots of Rage skill, to be honest. I think he's a cool looking guy. He's like a big crocodile. I just don't know if this would be very good for the arenas. And, you know, with the arena, we do have the newest arena here, and I can finally, maybe, if I fully level up my duo dive, make use of it, since this is Wind Arena. So we do get a wind boost on duo dive as well, and we've got quite a few different wind options. I haven't put in my highest level guys yet, but we've got a lot of grinding to do, and we've got ice totems and dragon orbs available as rewards. But moving on from that, new day and new maze event is here. So today we have the new 11-day long Paradise Suites maze event, and I'm just going to say it right now that the best path for most players is probably going to be the keys path on this event, although I will go through all of the costs today because we have all of them written down in the DC event guide section of my Discord server. But just for a quick overview of this event, what I mean by keys path, which is the path that I'm going to suggest to you today, is the path where you're going to start off with the Fortune Dragon path, and then if you make your way through, you'll see that there are Kallos Feathers, there are Lotus Flowers, there are Dragon Temple items, but you'll see these keys and then you can move on to the next path. The reason why I say this is the best path out of all of them is because there are tons of event items available on it, and in particular, there is a gecko tail along with the plasma insignias. But the reason why you definitely want to try and pick up at least 1 gecko tail from the upcoming events is because you will need at least 1 gecko tail in order to get the ×100 gems drop in the Mystery in Paradise collection. So to finish this one off, you'll need 20 lotus leaves and 10 larimar rocks, which are available in the events, but you'll need at least 1 of these gecko tails, and the only path that has that is the keys path. So please bear that in mind when you are considering which path to go down. The other path that you may want to go down is also the puzzle path, which that is the yokai dragon path. You'll see it's a time limited one that will unlock tomorrow, and you can get free puzzle moves. The amount of puzzle moves you get is going to be random, so you can get tons or not very many, but usually I would go down the puzzle moves path myself, and then there is a single Kallos Feather there. But just to give you an overview of the amount of currency you can get from 11 days of logging in and doing the resets, because since it's a maze event, all that you have to do is just like find a level 1 dragon and then go feed it up. I know that this guy's level 37, but just get a level 1, feed it up, get your 600 currency every 8 hours, and that's all that you'll have to do. But the amount of currency that you're expected to get is 19,800 from resets, 400 starting currency, 6,000 puzzle currency, 450 quest currency, and then any additional that you get from ads. So grand total, that's going to be about 26,650 without ads. So please bear that in mind, which means that since the total keys path cost is 24,970, you should be able to get all of the keys path completed and also get the puzzle path completed. So you can do that. But what I've done is I've split each of these routes and I've listed how many items you can get from each of them. And for instance, the 10-day unlock legend and the 9-day unlock legend, they've got a few feathers. The 10-day has a larimar rock and 2 lotuses for 9,895. And what I mean by 10-day unlock and 9-day unlock legend is if you scroll through, we have this guy, which for me is Lunar Shadow. This dragon will probably be different for you, but he unlocks in 10 days. And then the one above him is Seducing. Mama Seducer, but she unlocks in 9 days, and so that is the dragon that this refers to, because each of these unlockable dragons, like the legends, it is different for everyone. So if your maze dragons are different, that is why it is normal now. It's been like that for a long time. But I don't really recommend the 10-day and 9-day unlock legends unless you're just going for extra Kallos Feathers. The food path, which would normally be the runner event path, only has 1 feather. The puzzle path, which you might want to do anyway for the puzzle event, it does have a single Kallos Feather as well as puzzle moves. We have a basic food path, which has no event items. We have the default legend path, which is 28,900 currency, so it's a very, very expensive path. And for me, the path is the fencing dragon path, which is this green path here, which starts off with a Kallos Feather. So again, if you want to get a really cheap Kallos Feather, you can pick one up from there. But otherwise, I don't really recommend this path too much. But then coming back to our totals, for the keys path, grand total, there are 21 Kallos Feathers, 15 lotus flowers, 8 lunar statues, 1 gecko tail, that main event items, and 15 plasma insignias. And what I mean by lunar statues are those dragon statues, but that is 24,970, so 25,000-ish currency. So my recommendation for most players, again, you can choose what you want to go for in these maze events. You don't have to go for a specific path, but my recommendation would be start on the fortune path, make your way through, pick up the keys, pick up the event items, and then you'll get like a big range of stuff. Like you'll be getting Kallos Feathers, you'll get the lotus flowers, you'll get the dragon statues, you'll get the plasma insignias, and you'll get the gecko tail. And also don't forget that when you are going through these paths, you can also double some of your item rewards. So there is my wonderful ad watched, and our 2 lotus flowers unlocked. I mean, these lotus flowers, I missed a couple in the tower that I really wanted to get, but, you know, it's just RNG and, you know, maybe one set of bad pathing. But there we go, we got the dragon temple as well, so there's another one of those items. Probably with the dragons, we're probably not going to finish off the final part of the collection, but as long as we get something out of it, I'm not going to be too bothered. Main one is the larimar collection, making sure that we at least get those gems, so that should be nice. And the Aellos feathers, I do want to unlock that new dragon as well, which should be unlocked very shortly. But I'm going to continue through on this path. You don't have to unlock the dragons either, so you don't need to make your way all the way through the paths, but as long as you're picking up the keys and the event items on your way through, you should get pretty good value out of these events. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Our first Larimar rock is coming up here, the blue one. So again, we just picked that one up, but you get the idea, I'm sure, even if you're a new player. You just need to make sure you're not getting too confused with the path that you're on, you're making steady progress, and you're picking up the items that you actually want to get from your events. So aside from just the maze event, the other new collection that has started up today is the newest arena collection, because we have moved on to the next arena. And in this, you can get orbs for the ice hockey dragon, which I think is a nice mythical. I've already got him, but you can also get him and the Reaper perk unlocked additionally, but also all of the legendary jokers as well, or legendary essence. So it's a good collection to be jumping in on, but you'll see that we have unlocked something out of the Mystery in Paradise collection just from getting the lotus leaves, but definitely want to be making progress on this gems collection side. So final collection, whatever, I'm not really too fussed about that one, although lotus orbs would be nice, but we've got the puzzle coming up anyway, so it's not really a big deal. But that is the currently ongoing maze event. We do, of course, also have the Ice Titan Hollow, which is whatever. But aside from that, we've just got more upcoming events, like the puzzle event mainly, that we need to be aware of. Looks like we've also got Mr. Froji available, so let's get summoning this lovely bad boy, because we've got Secret Plasma over here. I also have Viper Plasma, I believe, that needs to be summoned, and then the other one is going to be Altered Plasma. But we've had quite a few new dragons recently from all the trading that we've been doing. But like Altered Plasma, we can unlock him in the next Summon Happy Hour because we'll have the orbs, and then we just need to get Viper Plasma with 101 orbs, and then we can summon him as well. So apart from that, then we'll have everything unlocked. And then moving on to the quest side of today, because we do have a lot of quests at the moment. We've got the mythical quest, which we can do once we unlock the Kallos. And then moving on from her, of course, we've still got heroic quests to do. There is the Berserker skin quests over there. But with the evidence quest, of course, we've got 2 lotus flowers available. So definitely make sure you're logging in for these. You get a bit extra maze currency and you can get some items. But aside from that, we do have the colony conquest quests as well. People thought that because of the color of the orbs that this was going to release when Mythical Update dropped, but that is obviously not the case. But for this one, you can get bonus orbs for Deadlocked, and you can also get plasma insignias. So this could be a very tasty collection for anyone that wants to E5 her, but of course you've got to unlock her first, and then do these quests, get free stuff. But definitely a very good option for a dragon, especially with skin. But very cool dragon overall. So many quests. I remember back when I started like 2 years ago, like when I came back, there used to be like 3 quests ongoing max at a time. Now there's like 15 all the time. It's pretty wild. My brain is getting blown with all of this. That's a very weird thing to say. My brain is being blown. Anyway, moving on from that. We do have all of these collections ongoing, so I hope that you can make good progress in the maze event. Make sure you are prepared for puzzle event tomorrow, because again, it will be coming out. You will need to do as well as you possibly can. But aside from that, I guess good luck with everything that you are currently trying to unlock. I've got more trading to do once this arena chest ends, but for now, I'm going to keep grinding out this maze event. But if you do need any other help or need to, see what the costs are anywhere else, you can check them on Ditlep. You can also check them on Deatlist. It gives you all the values there as well. It's just, it doesn't tell you exactly how many items you're going to get from each path, which the Discord server does. So use whichever resource you want to get the best value and makes the most sense to you. But for now, I will say ciao.